Yo, what's good, y'all? This is Masta Ace, Brooklyn, NYC. That's right. And when I'm in Detroit, you know I gotta check out that For the Record podcast. My man DJ Q and my man Coach Kareem holding it down. For the Record, let's go.
Check it out. This is Marco Polo, Brooklyn, New York, Toronto, Canada, drum majors. And when I'm in Detroit, I'm listening to For the Record podcast with DJ Q and Coach Kareem.
Bed-Stuy, Flatbush, Brownsville, Crown Heights, where the music feels good and it sounds right. Summertime, music in the park. We can do this in the dark. We don't even need no street lights. We bright. Look how we all shine. We all trying to live, so we all grind. And then we started saying Crooklyn. Had everybody thinking it was all crime. Shouted out to Spike Lee. And the dude on the corner in the white tee. And the girl off the block with the attitude. Had to write a song, show my gratitude. Welcome to my city, man. To the streets where the late great Biggie ran. And damn near everyone's a Biggie fan. That's cause we support our home Brooklyn. We get down in Brooklyn. We move around in Brooklyn. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. Big Daddy Kane is synonymous. Jay-Z synonymous. Sean P synonymous. I'm just trying to honor this place that we call home. Brooklyn. Look, I'm really just trying to make you proud like, look, Mom. I'm trying to make you smile like, look, Dad. Got the nets on the fitted in the book bag. Nice. And you know the Tim's clean. On these bars we go in like a swim team. Say what? Brooklyn be the pedigree. If you find something wild, man, set it free. Set it free. Set it free and watch it go. Then give it to the world and watch it grow. Cause you know we everywhere. Disrespect my home, you will never dare. Never. Cause you get mushed quick. Coney Island, Red Hook, Fort Greene, Bushwick, Brooklyn. We get down in Brooklyn. We move around in Brooklyn. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. Marco, you made it here. Gangstar, y'all made it here. Even though y'all wasn't born here, still y'all made it here. And now it's like you one of us. And we all tied together like some braided hair. Yeah. Dumbo to Clinton Hills. Gentrified and attention bills. But we find a way to live together. Wish we could find a way to live forever. Either way the music will. Tell me what I gotta do to prove it's real. Tell me what I gotta do to make it clear. You can make it anywhere if you can make it here. Little Kim synonymous, Foxy, fabulous, Maine or synonymous. Say what? In the world full of promises, Smith and Wesson, Bucktown. What I'm trying to honor is Brooklyn. We get down in Brooklyn. Around in Brooklyn. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. 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 B-R-O-O-K.
But it got to be funky. It got to be funky if you're gonna be on it. I don't care who start, I don't care what y'all do, but you got to be finished before the music is through.
Now who's first up to bat?
Listen closely, so your attention's undivided. Many in the past have tried to do what I did. It's just the way I came off then, I'm gonna come off stronger and longer, even with the drum off. I'll keep on going and flowing just like a river. I got a whole lot to give, so I'm a giver. Little at a time, new trails I'm blazing. Action is in effect, it always stays in. Yeah, just like a shot from a cannon. I am the man in in charge and I'm in planet. A jam strong enough that it can lift your soul. I'm the originator, and my rhymes are made of gold. Once you hear the capital A, rap it'll stay with you for a while. It won't go away unless you force it. Of course it stays with you, my friend, and if you force it away, I'ma hit you again.
Yo, what up, though? What's going down? What's good?
What's poppin', baby?
It's your man, DJ Q, in the building with
Coach Kareem.
Coach Kareem, another For the Record podcast. What's going on?
What's up, my brother?
Brother, what's going down?
Everything.
Hey,
is
man,
good,
this is exciting for me, man. This is exciting.
Oh, my God.
We got two legends on the show. This is our first show where we got
Legends. God damn it.
In hip-hop, man. This is one of the I got a dude on here that's been one of my favorite rappers since I was in like the 7th grade,
Woo.
8th grade.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Listen closely. See, your attention's undivided.
Woo.
Many in the past have tried to do what
I
I
did.
did.
Woo.
Come on now.
Woo.
One of the dopest MCs ever, still doing it. One of the few, besides maybe, you know what I'm saying, Face, you know what I'm saying, Scarface, still doing it from the 80s. G-Rap, oh yeah, no doubt. Besides them two, man, this dude, man, still doing it from the 80s. I believe, to me, he's on the Brooklyn Mount Rushmore.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying, of MCs. You know what I'm saying? Classic joints, one of the best discographies in hip-hop. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. All the way from Take a Look Around.
Woo.
Disposable Arts. Long Hot Summer. Come on, man. And hold on. Did I forget Sitting on Chrome?
Sitting on Chrome.
Come on now. Come on now. One of the dopest MCs since the 80s, one of the dopest discographies since the 80s. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooklyn legend, hip-hop legend, Masta Ace. What's going down, baby?
What's up, man? That was quite an introduction right there, brother.
Hey, man.
Yo.
I'm saying.
It's real.
It's real shit. You know what I'm saying? And along with that, we got another legend in hip-hop, real dope producer, man. One of the slept-on producers in the game.
Snoring. Niggas are snoring on this nigga.
Come on, man. Double Barrel. Come on, man. With Torre. Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, man. Port Authority.
Preach.
Port Authority 2.
Preach.
Come on, man. And now he has a joint album with one of the dopest MCs in the game, Masta Ace. Ladies and gentlemen, Marco Polo, all the way from Toronto, Canada, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, this is going to be a great, great show. You know what I'm saying? We got two legends on the show with us. And we're going to have, this is going to be so great because I got so many questions and my brother Coach has so many questions that we just want to kick it with Marco and Ace. And Ace, you're going to go first. One of the things that we do on this show is every guest that comes on, they got to give us their top 5 MCs of all time.
Wow, you started off with that, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's how we get it popping, my
That's how
baby.
we get it going.
Man, oh man.
Yeah,
Wow.
your personal top 5 MCs of all time.
I'm gonna name guys because it's a lot of MCs I like, but I'm gonna name guys that were early influences that made me want to write better rhymes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
So that 5 for me, LL Cool J.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
Slick Rick. Big Daddy Kane. And then I'm gonna throw a little curveball on y'all, and I'm gonna say Chill Rob G.
Ooh, damn. Yeah, hey, a lot of people don't know about Chill Rob G, man.
Normally, I'm normally the top 5 police on this show. But hey, my brother, I can't even argue with that top 5.
He's good. Hey, yeah, my brother's usually the top 5 police. You know what I'm saying? He's like Bernie Mac in that movie, Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood, where he's pulling cats over.
Yeah, stop them niggas.
Yeah,
but that's a dope top 5 right there.
For sure. And then go ahead, Marco, if you got your top 5.
Oh man, it's always changing, but let me say Nas, Ghostface, Rakim. I'm throwing Ace in there.
Come on.
Shut up. I'm throwing Ace in there.
Okay.
And the Jizza.
Ooh, the Jizza.
Okay. Hold on.
No. We ain't doing that. No, we ain't.
The
Jizza.
Just based on Liquid Swords.
That's one album now.
Hey, man. But Jizza is slept on lyrically.
He is.
For real.
He definitely one of the most slept on MCs.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's all relevant to, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. I got to give you that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, man. And that so I'm always the good cop in that conversation. So I guess he's gonna let the good cop take over today. You know what I'm saying?
They legends, man. I can't do it to the legends now. Come
okay,
on, man.
And they get privileged.
They get privileged, man.
Okay, well, that's all good. So Ace, question for you. When you stepped in that booth to record the symphony,
Right.
Give us that story on how that came about.
All right, so the day that we recorded that song was the same day that we shot the photo for the Marley Marley in Control compilation album. So if you remember that cover,
yes, I do.
On the front, Marley Marl's like a pilot, and on the back, there's a Learjet, and all of us, the whole crew, well, most of us are standing there.
Right, I remember that.
So that day that we shot that picture is the same day that we recorded the symphony. So those are the clothes I was wearing when I said those rhymes. And
Wow.
So I overheard a conversation with Marley and Craig and the other fellas that they were about to go to his crib to record one last song for the album.
Mm-hmm.
The album was pretty much done, but he wanted to do one more joint. And so he had asked Kane and G-Rap to come record one last joint. And so he asked Craig if he wanted to get down too, and Craig was like, yeah. So the plan was that MC Sham was gonna also be on the song.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
I just happened to be driving, and Marley was the only other person driving, and so they actually had too many people going to his crib. So I was like, yo, I'll drive just to, bring Craig over, because me and Craig was hanging out already, and we was cool already. So, but secretly, I just wanted to watch these dudes do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
That day was the first day that I had ever met Kane, and I already mentioned him as an influence, somebody who definitely made me step my bars up. So I was just curious to go there just to see what he was going to lay down. Like I was like, this guy's dope. I can't wait to hear this new rhyme that he about to do. I want to be there. So I drove over there just to tag along, and was watching. They put the beat on. They was playing the music and all that, and dudes was writing their rhymes, right? And I thought it was cool. I wasn't like amped over it, but I thought it was cool. But they was writing their rhymes or whatever, and then when it was time to spit, they was passing the buck, like, yo, because Marley was like, who gonna go first?
And you popped that thing off, my G.
And it was like, they was passing the buck around, so he just was like, yo, Ace, you got like a little verse you could throw, just to crack them, warm it up, get these guys loosened up. And I was like, all right, yeah, I got something in my, I always kept like good 10, 12 rhymes in my head ready to go for any situation. So I just spit something I had on my memory, and I don't think there was any intention to keep me on the song at first. But after they heard what I did, and I guess G-Rap and Kane and them talked about it, they was like, yo, I think we should keep him on there.
Wow.
So I got on.
Wow.
Ooh, so and they gave you the cosign, like, yo, fuck all the bullshit.
I never knew this.
Wow.
I never actually knew this. I found that out like now, like current time, like
what?
2017.
Word.
I never knew that.
Wow. Hey, and that had to make you feel real good that G-Rap and Kane kind of like vouched, you know what I'm saying, to keep you on there.
Yeah, it only took 30 years for me to feel cool, but
Wow. Hey, man, but that's really dope. Man, damn.
Well, I think that, as far as posse cuts, like you opened up the best posse cut of all time.
Oh, ever.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I still say that's one of the
That is the best posse cut of all time.
Yeah, I still say
in my opinion.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And like I said, listen closely. See your attention's undivided.
I mean, you
Many
popped that.
in the past have
God damn.
tried to do what I did. Just the way I came off then, you're gonna come off stronger and longer.
Hey,
even
listen.
when the song off. Come on, man. I was
Wait,
like, shit.
I got a nerd question. Ace, did you write that to a beat before or just wrote it?
No, back in the days, I didn't write to beats. I just wrote in my head with no beats. I would just like write rhymes, like lines. I was coming up with lines. So, and I was always writing rhymes in my head for battles. So it was always like, in case I get into a situation and somebody, because in New York, dudes was always having ciphers and trying to go at you and all of that. So you always had to have verses ready. And I picked like probably one of my least battle, it wasn't really a battle rhyme necessarily. It was more just like a rhyme. So I picked one of those. I felt like a battle joint wouldn't really fit. So
Wow.
So I got a question, Ace. So the video, the whole like cowboy type shit was dope. But when Big Daddy Kane rapped, he wasn't in no cowboy shit, man. Like he wasn't on set. No, he was out of town or something.
No, he was actually on set, and literally the moment right before we started to shoot the scene where we were gonna walk into the saloon, like right before we started shooting that, the police pulled up, and they wanted to question him about something. Like he got taken off the set. Like this ain't the. If this was today in times, that would have been all over Twitter, all over everything.
Wow.
But he was and he had to go to the police station to answer some questions, and so we had no choice. We had to keep shooting, and then the director was definitely like, "Yo, what am I gonna do? I'll have to figure this out later." So he shot it. He shot what he could shoot, and then we came back a whole different day to shoot Kane's part, probably like a week or so later.
Damn.
Wow, damn. Wow. So
I always wanted that, my G.
I always thought maybe Kane was just like, I ain't doing that cowboy shit. I'm Kane.
He was there.
I'm too smooth.
He was there. He was dressed. He was there. He was dressed. He was looking just cowboy, just like us.
Wow. Damn. That's
if the cops would have came like 30 minutes later, we'd have had at least some shots of him in his cowboy stuff.
Wow.
Word.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Damn. Okay, I got a question. Marco, I'm gonna get to you in a second.
Yeah, we come to you, Marco. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Okay. Hey, I recently, I'm not trying to dig up no old bones and dig up no old shit. And Ace, you can skip this question if you want, but recently I saw an interview with Fly Ty.
Yeah, bring that up. Let's go.
Oh shit. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he had some things to say about various people.
He said a lot of stuff.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, he was talking about how people owe him money.
Hilarious.
Yeah, he was saying that people owe him money. He named you.
He said a lot of stuff about me. He said he told a lot of lies on that interview, and the only thing I could think of is that his doctor must have gave him a couple months.
Wow.
And so,
are you serious, bro?
Yeah, that's how it came off to me. Like it was like, I'm about to not be here anyway, so I'm gonna wild out on everybody.
Wow.
He wilded out on everybody from Russell Simmons to
Lior,
like
Biz.
Everybody. And it was all based on the fact that he's the least relevant of everybody in the conversation. And he's mad. He so badly wants credit. That's what I got from it, was that he wanted credit. He had to axe the grind with me because I stepped to him on a personal level at an event a few years back about some royalties, because he had he had done some shiesty stuff and got a whole bunch of money to reissue one of my albums. And when I asked him politely over the telephone what was up with that, he told me that he was going to present me with a statement showing that my album never recouped. Now I was like, okay, show me the statement. We good. Just show me the statement, and I got nothing to say. He's like, give me a week. He said, give me a week. A week went by. He disconnected his phone number. I didn't catch up to him for a year. And when I caught up to him, it was my energy was way different. I wasn't polite, and I was about to really, really wipe the floor up with him. That's where I was at with it. And so I kind of because it was like in front of a lot of people, and I screamed on him, and dudes had to come in between us and all of that. Like I was really heated. I was really, really heated. So ever since that day, you know, I see him in different events. I don't speak to him. You know, we don't say nothing to each other. So that's been stewing and brewing for probably 4 or 5 years since that incident. So he was happy to throw a bunch of, you know, BS in the game. For those that have seen the video, just know that about 75% of everything that he said in those interviews was untrue or versions of the truth that make him look good. So he'll tell you parts that are true, but then he'll skew the story to make him look like he was the man and he was this and he was that. Like he said he flew G-Rap. He got G-Rap, you know, heliported to a hospital where they could help him and all that.
Yeah, G-Rap was real sick. And his mom, he said G-Rap's moms had called him, and then he had he sent a helicopter to get G-Rap, and
So that's false.
G-Rap might have got heliported. Did he? Okay. Is he the person who made it happen? Probably not.
Got you.
Okay.
But I'll stick to stuff he said about me. It was, you know, he said something to the effect that you know, Mr. Magic thought I was whack. And the only reason he signed me is because my mom's asked him to sign me.
Yeah, I seen all
him even mentioning my mom's was ultimate disrespect.
Man.
Ultimate disrespect.
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you, it took a few close friends, my wife and a few others, to take me to a place where if I saw him, I wouldn't go all the way 100% on that dude. But I'm calm now. I'm good now. If I see him, I'm not gonna go there, but I'm definitely gonna say something to him. Okay. But I'm not gonna go there. He's an old man. He's in very poor health. And what am I gonna get out of smacking him up? Like, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I guess let sleeping dogs lie. I guess, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just forget all about it. You know.
But that's it. That's where I'm at with it. I didn't want to really like make people even want to go see the nonsense. But I haven't spoken on it yet, and I know it's a lot. I'm probably going to be asked about it a little bit more as me and Marco start to do our press run and stuff like that. It's going to come up more.
Right.
But that's the super short version of how I feel about that.
Ooh.
Hey.
Well, on a lighter note,
right, man.
Ace, I got one more question for you. Well, I got a couple questions actually. Being a part of the Juice Crew, man, with all those spitters, man, like, was it? Well, I'm pretty sure it was competition, quiet competition between you guys. Like, was it ever to the point, you know, where it's like the competition was known? You know what I'm saying?
Not really. It was the real competition. Honestly, the friendly competition was between G-Rap and Kane.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
It was really them two. Like, yo, look what I wrote. Like, they was that was those guys. Me,
man.
Honestly, I was just trying to keep up. And make sure that my stuff sounded tight, and I could listen to my stuff and go, that's dope. And that's pretty much where I stood with it. But yeah, I wasn't really trying to compete, but I did want my own lane. I wanted my own shine. I wanted my own, you know, credit. I didn't want to ride off of nobody's coattails or nothing like that.
Right. Hey, man. God, I would love to have been a fly on one of those walls. My
And
God.
them studio sessions.
And them studio sessions. My goodness. Whew, man. Hey, but I'm gonna go ahead and get Polo in here. Hey, Polo, what was Marco Polo? That is, ladies and gentlemen. What was the first the first joint you produced that kind of like got you on? I'm familiar. I think I go as far as back with Marco Polo as the double barrel album with Torre, which I thought was, oh man, had some John Blaze shit on there. And Torre is very slept on as an MC too, as a matter of fact. But what was the where was your breaking point? You know what I'm saying, that got you in?
There's a couple things. I think for me personally that maybe nobody was as familiar with the project, but Pumpkinhead, rest in peace. I did a whole album with him called Orange Moon Over Brooklyn.
Okay.
Before I put out Port Authority, but Port Authority, my first solo producer album, was definitely the album that put me on the map in the underground because it had the nostalgia joint with Ace and a lot of other joints. But that project definitely put me in a good place to start getting more work.
Yeah, hey, and that project, man, like you said, the nostalgia joint on there with Ace, the joint with Buckshot on there, you had the joint with OC on there, Edo G was on there. Woo. Man, and that Speak Softly on that shit was my shit. Oh man, yeah, you definitely put some heat on that album. Did you did you call DJ Revolution to do the scratches on the double barrel joint and on the other joints?
Yeah, I mean, me and Rev became mutual fans of each other in that time, and he did scratches on Port Authority, which came out before Double Barrel, on a track called The Rape with Large Professor. Right. And then from that point on, he became, I was lucky enough to have him as my main guy when I needed scratches, and who better than basically one of the best in the world. So shouts to Revolution.
Yeah, shout out to Revolution. I auditioned in front of Revolution for the that DJ show that was on about 8 years ago. What was that shit? Master of the Mix or whatever.
I remember that.
I auditioned in front of him, Kid Capri, and I forget the other dude name. I forget his name. But yeah, I met Rev that one time. He seemed like a pretty cool dude, man. One of the dopest scratchers in the business.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So Polo, I got a question for you, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So you being a producer, one of the dopest producers out here, what producer influenced you, or which producers influenced you to do your thing? You know what I'm saying? You got that boom bat sound for sure. So it's
Absolutely.
So who was the producers that influenced you?
Well, growing up in Toronto, it was a mix of local Toronto producers and then the legendary East Coast New York producers, or outside of New York. So the classic people like DJ Premier, RZA, Q-Tip, Prince Paul, Pete Rock, Large Professor. And then in Canada, we had crews like the Grassroots, Mr. Attic, and Socrates was crazy with the beats. Another guy named Stein.
Shout out to Socrates, man. Oof, my God. Hey, a lot of people don't know about him as one of the dopest Canadian rappers. Him and Choclair, and what I'm saying, long before.
Yeah, these are Canadian legends, in our scene.
Oh yeah, they were real big up there.
So another question is, by you being from Canada, I gotta ask you a Drake question. I got to. I mean, it's only right.
Hey, go ahead.
Do you think Drake is lyrically up there? Right now he's supposed to be the best in the game. As far as arguably, right now, the big dog. Do you think he's one of the top MCs?
And don't be a homer.
Yeah, don't be a homer.
Don't be a homer.
This show, you can speak the truth.
Yeah, we speak the truth, and we say all kind of shit on this show. So, but go ahead.
I want to chime in on this too.
Yeah, please do.
I want to say this about Drake. I know that when he wants to go in, he can go in and hold his own with the best of the best. If you follow him, and I have my little Drake moment. We used to talk a little bit on when we were using ICQ and AOL Instant Messenger before he blew up. We had a couple exchanges. And back then, he didn't really have the sound he has now. He was kind of figuring it out. But I can tell you one thing: Fonte from Little Brother was one of his biggest influences.
Absolutely.
And probably, secretly still is somebody he checks for. So he definitely came from a place where lyricism matters. He just took it to another place, and maybe he doesn't flex those muscles as much as possible these days. But I don't know. To me, I have no hate for Drake. I think he's a talented dude, and I think the fact that he can do it all makes him even crazier. So, yeah, I think if he wants to go in, he can.
All right. You had something to say. You had an answer too, Ace.
Yes. Drake is definitely one of the best dudes to ever do it. And I say that for this reason. Before he was ever famous, back when Marco was talking about, when he first met him and stuff, he was putting out mixtapes.
Right.
And he had mixtapes. He had like 2 or 3 mixtapes. He had mixtape. Fonte, Little Brother was all over the mixtapes. Fonte was on a bunch of joints.
I know Elzai was on the joint from Detroit.
He had a joint with Elzai.
Yeah.
And all those joints, he's rhyming with Elzai and Fonte are some lyrical dudes.
Yes.
He easily held his own with those dudes in that hip hop underground boom bap arena with no problem. He showed me everything you would think a guy that you never heard of rhyming with them, you'd be kind of like, he ain't keeping up. He was doing more than keeping up. So I know what he's doing now. What he's doing now is making the smart money. He's rhyming for girls. He's rhyming for radio. He makes these brilliant, anthems, these hood anthems, these hip hop joints that rock in clubs. The dude's been on the radio, like I'm talking about, overtaking the radio. 10 years now? It's been almost.
Nah,
a little bit.
Been that long.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, it has been a little bit longer than 10 years, to be honest. What,
been
2006, 2007?
Nah, I think like 2010 is really when it really took off.
Nah.
2010, 2009.
Best
going on 10. Okay, but go ahead.
Whenever Best I Ever Had hit the radio, because that was the set off, the jump off.
Which joint?
Best I Ever Had. That was like 10. 2010, 2011.
But go ahead.
But go ahead though.
Okay, so that record right there, when I heard what he was doing, he had bars, but he also could kind of hold a tune. I was like, ain't nobody doing this. I actually brought that record home and gave it to a good friend of mine, DJ Mr. C, who at the time was working at Hot 97.
Right.
And I was like, yo, you heard about this kid named Drake? And he was like, nah. He was like, I'm not sure. And then I kind of tried to describe him. He's like, oh, I know you're talking about. He kind of sound like, he said he sounded like a mix between Wayne and who's the other person he said? He said Wayne and somebody else. I can't remember the other person. I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, he got this record that I think would, y'all should be playing this record. He was like, email it to me. I emailed him the record. Not even a week went by, and Hot 97 is blasting that record off, and it was literally like that week it became in rotation at Hot 97, and then it just went wildfire throughout the nation.
Damn, you responsible for Drake?
Yeah, nah, not at all.
Damn,
right.
This is breaking news on For the Record podcast.
Damn it.
Master Ace is responsible for fucking Drake's success.
Blowing up.
No, I wish.
Please don't make that the headline of the episode.
And no, we're not gonna make that the clickbait. Hey man, because you know how many young cats would be like, no, he's not responsible for Drake. No, he isn't.
I'm not responsible for anything. That man is responsible for what he did. Those records that he makes and those producers and all the people that he got in his camp that's making those records. He's doing. He's being smart, man.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
All he's doing is being smart. He's taking that. Remember when LL started making those records, those radio kind of records for the girls, and he killed it for a bunch of years in a row.
Heavy D was another one. Yeah.
Yeah, we touched on this last week.
Yeah, Heavy D was another one. I mean,
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe. But I always kind of thought Drake. I never thought he was a whack dude. You know what I'm saying? I always use that analogy. He's a B+ student with D work.
Here we go. Oh shit! Here we go.
Here
we go. Every fucking time you bring up Drake, you find a way.
I'm talking to them right now.
All right, go ahead.
I'm talking.
My
to
bad.
Ace.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to the legend.
Go ahead.
But but what you're saying, is true though. You know, it's like you said, he's making the smart money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
No.
Nothing wrong with that. I never knocked him for that. My whole problem with it was, does he execute the same style well like a Fonte? You see what I'm saying? He doesn't execute it as well. But you know what I'm saying? But like you said, like Polo said, maybe he doesn't like flex those muscles anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he could.
He probably doesn't. He probably doesn't feel like. He's like, what am I gonna do that for?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do that for?
Yeah, it's not what's bringing him any bread though.
He chose his path very clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
he's the best at it.
Only thing that I would, and I've said this before, I just wish he would come home and lock himself in the basement with Marco Polo, and come out with a real banger. You know what I'm saying?
Because
that would be dope. That would be dope. But honestly, part of my story with Drake is I really feel like everything happens for a reason. What he was looking for when we were talking was I wasn't even trying to hear it. Like, I'm gonna take your beat and filter all the high end off, and like it was some next shit. I wasn't forward thinking enough to see that vision. The people he found were exactly who he was supposed to find to create sound that literally changed music. So, you know, even to this day, I'm like, that was meant to be. Everything that happened happened. You know, so
So, hey, Polo, I got another question, man. So, my brother here, DJ Q, he's a producer. You know, he make beats himself, hot shit. You know,
but I ain't got no deal yet.
Yeah, but it's cool. But we talk about producers all the time, and one producer always comes up.
Yeah, we going here again.
Swiss Beats.
Okay.
In my era, you know, I'm 38, so I was in high school when Swiss Beats was popping. You know, when the Nori shit came out, the Lock shit, all that shit. And I think he's one of the best producers to ever do it. But my brother over here, he calls them Swiss cheese beats.
Now, see, why you got to put that
I'm just telling you, said it on the air.
Okay.
Hey, my nigga, you got to own your shit.
Oh, yeah, hey, I ain't backing down.
What do you think about Swiss Beats, man, as a producer?
This is going to be good.
You're going to get the politically correct answer for me on this. So let's acknowledge, if I'm going to answer this question, I have to acknowledge some facts.
Okay.
Swiss Beats has made some huge records in his lifetime. Huge records.
True that.
Classics to many. Big radio records for the biggest artists. So he did that. Has he influenced my production in any way? No. His style doesn't necessarily speak to me. There are a couple of joints that I really mess with that Swizz did, but his overall discography is not something that spoke to me musically. There were other dudes from New York that I was I was watching more than
Very well put. Very well put. And that's the politically correct answer. And what's odd is, like, on this new album, the best joint on there, DJ Scratch did. That's what's crazy. The joint with Nas and that echo shit, to me, is, and he got a couple on there, like the joint with wait.
So that joint I just heard Nas on Swizz Beats. That's a DJ Scratch beat.
Yeah, DJ Scratch did that. That echo. Yeah, DJ Scratch posted it on his Twitter, and if you read the credits, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, DJ Scratch is on there.
That's true.
That's crazy.
So he's on his Dr. Dre shit now. That's cool.
Yeah. hey, it's what it is. Like you say, he's on his Dr. Dre shit. But just like how you said, his music didn't speak to you. His music didn't really speak to me like that. Like you said, I mean, facts are facts. He's created some big hits and some big numbers, and, you know what I'm saying, big stadium music and all of that. All that's great.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we're just talking numbers and business and facts, like I have to respect his hustle. He's nobody's going to be
right. Nobody's ever knocking his hustle or knocking numbers or facts.
I respectfully disagree.
Like you said, his music didn't necessarily speak to me, especially at that time when you still had Jay Dilla was still living. You know what I'm saying? Q-Tip was around, and you had even Organized Noise down in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And you still had High Tech was coming around. You know what I'm saying? And then, so like I said, his music really didn't speak to me, like Polo said. But that's a great politically correct answer.
I respectfully disagree.
I respect that though. But I want to get to Ace real quick. Okay, so the whole thing with Coachella falls through. Okay.
Right.
So next thing you know, you pop up on the West Coast. You're signed to Delicious Vinyl. God rest the dead over there. My man that passed away earlier this year. Over at Delicious Vinyl. Yeah, my man that started Delicious Vinyl.
He was one of the founders, yep.
Yeah, he was one of the founders of Delicious Vinyl. I forget his name. How did that come
Matt.
about? Yeah, that's it.
I never met him.
Okay, that's cool. But how did the deal in the whole Sitting on Chrome album, or was it Sitting on Chrome, or was it Slaughterhouse was the first one?
Slaughterhouse was the first one.
Slaughterhouse was the first one. How did that come about?
So I was trying to get away from Coachella as fast as possible. It was basically a boat with a hole in it. I recognized that, and I told my manager, like, yo, please, like, find me a landing place. I was actually talking for a while. We were talking. We were in talks with this label in Philly called Rough House.
Yeah.
They were strongly considering signing me, and that seemed like a better landing place for me. But then Delicious Vinyl, Delicious Vinyl actually came, and wanted me to be on this project called Heavy Rhyme Experience with the brand new Heavies.
Ooh, classic joint.
So they were like, we still got 3 tracks that aren't recorded too. If you want to jump on one of these, let's see how the working relationship goes. So I recorded a joint for that project, and their reaction to the song, and they wound up shooting a video for a part of a partial video. My song was one of the songs that got part of the video. But
that's the Ace and the brand new, the Heavies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
and but they just had like a genuine interest in me as an artist, because at the time Delicious was kind of viewed as kind of this pop label in a way, because they had Tone Loc
and Young MC,
and they went super platinum with that stuff. But they were looking for artists that could bring them credibility, and they looked at me as one of the artists that could bring them credibility. So they signed me, and they signed the Far Side around the same time period. But I liked the idea that they didn't have anything like me there. Like Rough House, there was a lot of dudes that was signed to them and spitting and rhyme. There was already a lot of that happening.
Yeah,
so I would have had to. I'd had to get in where I fit in.
Yeah, because they had a lot going on. They had Crisscross. They had they actually had Steady B and Cool C and another dude. They were a group. What were they called? Hilltop Hustlers.
Not
this was after Hilltop. But Cool C, Steady B, and another CMB. I think it was the name of that group.
Okay.
Yeah, CMB, and they signed. They had them, and I want to say they had Tim Dog, and you know what I'm saying, they had a, like you said, a little roster, and then like you said, a Delicious Vinyl. There was nobody over there, like you said, besides Tone Loc and Young MC. They signed you, and they signed Far Side, which was they ended up having a good run as a label.
So Delicious was willing to put up the money to basically buy me out of my deal with Coachella, because I only gave them 1 album, and I'm pretty sure I had like a 5-album deal or something crazy like that, or 6-album deal.
Right.
They were willing to. So they bought me out. And the fact that they were willing to do that showed me something. I felt like LA would be a good change of scenery. So everything just like fell into place. And then they put me with an A&R guy, Orlando Aguien, who me and him immediately clicked, personality wise, and I liked what he was talking about. I was like, okay, this guy that's gonna be pretty much my project manager and my A&R. Okay. I liked his vibe, so everything, it just felt like the better landing place. So we went with them.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a dope story, man. But I gotta say, one of my my favorite Delicious vinyl album was Sitting on Chrome.
Woo!
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, my God.
Listen.
That's nice. Woo.
Me and my man, shout out to my man DJ Gravity down there in New Orleans. Hold it down, baby. As he say, my man DJ Gravity, man, me and him chopped it up a few weeks ago about that album. He said, man, look, that album got me through a period in my life. He said that was like one of his favorite albums of that time. I said, man, that was one of my favorite albums of that time too. Yeah, I mean, when you talking about They Can't Find Me, the INC Ride.
What's that, 95?
That was like 90.
95, yeah.
It was
95?
95? Okay,
Woo.
oh man,
Yeah,
a dope, one of the, and that held his own in one of the dopest years in hip hop, because you had Incarcerated Scarfaces, the Purple Tape come out that year. You had
the Purple Tape came out in 95?
Yeah, that was 95.
Yeah, sure did.
95. And
Infamous.
you had Infamous, Mobb Deep came out that year. The Roots came out that year.
Yeah, that shit was right there holding its own.
Right there.
Like, word up.
And it held its own in that year. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
So,
there's some people in New York that probably would disagree with you, but I appreciate it.
It did have that kind of a West Coast feel, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially like with the cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Because you had the Low Riders and all of that, and then that Born to Roll was just that shit.
Oh my God!
Man. Gosh, man, that Born to Roll was that deal. You know what I mean? But
that album was my debut as a producer. I had produced I co-produced my first album.
Mm-hmm.
I co-produced a bunch of songs on Slaughterhouse, but Sitting on Chrome was really my breakout as a producer. I produced majority of those songs.
I was gonna ask you who produced them beats. God damn, that shit was, man.
Yeah, the ones you mentioned, everything you mentioned, I produced. I produced INC Ride, Born to Roll, You Can't Find Me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I produced that. Most of those records I produced.
So I got a question, Ace. You know, the battle, the Juice Crew versus BDP.
You going
right
back?
Yeah, I want to know kinda like where were you at in that whole hookup? Because KRS he didn't mention your name. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't even down yet. I hadn't even met Marley Marl yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When all that was happening, I was just a club goer. I was at the Latin Quarter dancing, doing the WAP, trying to meet girls.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and South Bronx was out. They was playing South Bronx in Latin Quarters when I was there.
And you from Brownsville, right?
Yeah, I'm from Brownsville, man.
Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but I gotta ask you something else though, Ace. Man, how do you come up with the story concepts? Cause see, a lot of people may think that Kendrick kind of like invented that wheel of the concept of the story album.
Somebody thinks that?
People think that. That
they must be like 18 years old that think that.
Yeah, they gotta be
millennials.
Right, but I would think, now I could be wrong. I think you kind of like invented that wheel, because you kind of like you were the first person that I heard do the concept of the story album. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I invented it. I think that I probably perfected it and went further with it than anybody else.
Yeah, with the skits in between. You know what I'm saying?
Because I made it my business to try to make everything connect.
Yeah.
Like every song, every skit, there was a reason for everything that happened in the order that it happened. All made sense.
Right. Right.
And I don't think anybody took the time to go that in depth with it. But on Disposable Arts, that was my goal.
Man,
like I knew what my goal was, and I was like, I'm gonna do this and make it feel like you're watching a movie.
Word, that's dope. That's dope.
That cracked me up when the dude was like, "Holy cow!" I was like, no.
Paul Barman, yes.
Oh yeah,
brother.
he was like, "You got Brooklyn, holy cow!" The way he was getting all excited in the skit and shit, and then that whole concept, you know what I'm saying, to me was
that's his real personality, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
because that was a really dope concept. How, you know what I'm saying, you come out of jail, and you like, you know what, I'm gonna check this school out upstate somewhere that teaches you how to be in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you got NPC 101 in the morning. Wow, that's cool. And then he was like
train
bombing. And then you got A&R promotions. You know what I'm saying? The way, and then the whole thing when you was talking to the girl, like, yeah, I ain't coming back there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She like, yeah, just money out here in these streets. And, and then it goes right into Unfriendly Game, by the way. Which is a fire joint and one of the coldest concept songs ever. How you took the drug game and made it like in the football.
Man. That shit was crazy.
That's crazy.
Very
you know
creative.
Very
man.
creative. But what made? Yeah, but how do you come up with these different concepts though? Like I said, the one, and then when you had last year, we was talking about going to school. The one album, man, Fallen Season. Yeah.
Well, that Fallen Season is based on my real life. That's like a real. That's more autobiographical. That's like really pretty much what really happened. But the other albums, Disposable and A Long Hot Summer, those are more fictional. Where I kind of like created the characters. Like there's some loosely based like real life stuff in there. You know, I pulled from real life to create the fiction, but those are basically fiction things. And the short answer is, honestly, I'm a writer at heart.
Right.
I'm a writer at heart. That's what. It's not about rhymes necessarily. For as long as I've been a kid, a student in school, I've always had this knack for creating stories and making them very visual, and I've just used that talent. That I feel like that's what I was blessed to do. So that's what I do.
Okay.
Yo, another question. I'm sorry, Ace. Another question, man. Being from Brooklyn, you know, you got some of the Jay-Z, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
keep going.
I was playing everybody, man.
Most Def.
Yeah.
Kweli,
Fab.
Sean
Price. Like I heard you mention some of them cats in your new joint. Like who your top 5 from Brooklyn? Because Brooklyn is Brooklyn is the shit.
In the intro, Q said, you know, Brooklyn Mount Rushmore, and you know if it's really Mount Rushmore, it's gonna be 4 faces. So I definitely don't think I belong up there just because of the people that I would name. For me, it would be Biggie, it would be Jay, it would be Kane, and it would
yourself. And then yourself.
And then yourself. Okay, but if you had to take yourself out.
Yeah, I would probably say Sean Price.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
God rest his soul.
Man, and then your top 5 or your shit. Damn, I can't even fucking speak. Your damn Mount Rushmore, Brooklyn Mount Rushmore looks like mine. And with the exception of Sean P, I put you up. But I'm gonna get Polo in here. All right, Polo. Okay, now how did this new project? Well, you know what? First, no, let me back up. Michael Rappaport. Man. That dude has an enormous amount of energy on the new Port Authority. And on the Port Authority too. No, I think I got it mixed up on the Port Authority too. What made you get Michael Rappaport as the author of Port Authority too?
I just thought it would be dope. He's, you know, a huge hip hop head, and shouts to Ace because I met Rappaport through Ace, and we stayed in touch. And you know, I've been a fan of him as an actor, and he's a funny guy. And when I had this album, I kind of just needed someone to like tie it all together. And it was so dope. I just hit him up. He came through. Me and my boy Shiloh wrote like a rough idea script. He went in the booth, just knocked it out, you know, in his way, and it was super dope to have him a part of the record. So, you know.
Oh, okay. And another question. I'm gonna ask Polo, and then Ace, I'm gonna ask you this. This year, 2018, has been the year of one producer, one rapper albums.
True.
You had the Prime 2.
Yep.
You had the Jericho Jackson with El Zion Crisis.
Pusha T.
Great album.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah.
Pusha T joint.
Pusha T and Kanye. Well, then you might as well just say 3 joints right there. The Pusha T and Kanye, the Nas and Kanye, and then, well, the Kanye and himself. I don't know if that counts. But
No.
and then recently you had the Apollo Brown
Woo.
and Joel Ortiz.
Oh my God.
I haven't heard that yet.
Oh my man, you need to listen.
Oh my God.
That's a hot album right there,
That's
my G.
that's a crazy album. And my question for Polo, or actually I'm going to ask both of you. I'm going to ask Polo first. Is this album with you two going to stand up? I mean, I know this is kind of a crazy question because I'm asking you guys. This album, I'm going to say it's definitely going to stand up to everything we just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? But how's it going to stand up? Is this album going to stand up to all those that I just mentioned? I know I think it is, but I'm asking Polo. And same question to you, Ace.
Yeah, I think it will, man. I mean, me and Ace, we do our thing. Like, you know, there's nobody like us. We have something we individually bring. The way he rhymes, the way he writes songs, the way I do beats, and how we met kind of in the middle to make this album, where I feel like it's still the essence of my production, but a little bit of evolving and trying some new things. So I absolutely think it'll stand up to anything that comes out this year. It's some work I'm the most proud of in my career.
Okay, yeah, same to you, Ace.
It's definitely going to stand up. It's definitely going to catch people's ears. You know, we got a lot of songs, and I when I say songs, I mean songs. Like like the song Breukelen, the lead-off single. There's a reason and purpose. The song is about something. You know, we probably can't do the just straight rhyming for no reason rhyme joints like that, like, cause that's not what we do.
Right.
You know,
right.
I mean, we could do that, but to me, that's just not as interesting. So, from a just a straight song standpoint, going to be definitely stand up to all of those other projects you mentioned.
Right, and it was some great projects that I thought, you know, but this is 2018 has been a very interesting year for hip hop, man. This has been one. I think I got like 10 albums. I got a top 10 already, and this one hadn't even dropped yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And then stop.
If
Go
I
ahead.
could chime in,
Go ahead,
if I
Paulo.
could chime in, historically, if you look from the beginning, in my humble opinion, the most classic albums always had either one producer or a dedicated team that maintained a sound for a certain artist.
Absolutely.
You know, if you back to NWA had Dre, Gangstar had Primo, Tribe Called Quest had, you know, Q-Tip, Alicia Muhammad, and then Dilla later. Like, everybody had a sound, and until Illmatic, or I blame that for when it all started.
That's when
them to venture off to try and get like every hot producer on one project is hard to pull off. Like Ace is one of the few MCs that can do it, juggling a lot of producers and still make it cohesive. But it really is, it's easier just to work with one person because you just lock in, but it's just, it has a cohesive sound off the jump. And like, I don't know how Ace feels about that historically speaking, but I think all my favorite classics had, you know, one production team, one sound for the most part, you know, minus, you know, and so I love doing projects like this. It's dope.
Yeah, hey man, I can't wait to hear this. Okay, so tell us about the new album, some of the guest features. Is this going to be another classic Masta Ace story album? You know what I'm saying? So tell me who all you got on this album, and is this a classic? Like I said, is this another Ace story album?
Well, it's all in the title of the album, right? A Breukelen Story. So it definitely is a theme. There is a story being told on the album, and I decided that this story that we're going to tell on this album is going to be the story of Marco Polo.
Wow.
A young skinny producer from Toronto who decides to gather whatever amount of money he could and move to New York City to try to figure out this music thing.
Wow.
And so we tell that journey, or the early part of that journey, on this album. So his mom, his dad are both on the album. Couple of his best friends, an ex-girlfriend, they are all featured on the album and play themselves on the album.
Wow.
And we just help tell Marco's story while giving you some great music in between.
Wow. Any features on there?
Oh yeah, we got a few. We got Elzai on the album. We got Styles P.
Woo. Damn.
We got Pharoah Monch.
My God. Shit.
Shit. Damn.
We got Lil Fame from MOP.
Okay.
And then my EMC crew, which is Wordsworth and
Punch.
and Strickland.
Strickland. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm leaving a couple out. Marco, want to jump in?
Marlon Craft, a young kid from Hell's Kitchen, New York, is on the album.
Okay.
We got Pearl Gates, Pav Bundy, and then a lot of incredible DJs like Shiloh and DJ Lynx and Skiz doing scratches.
Oh my God, I can't wait,
man. I can't wait for this.
I cannot wait.
Gosh, man.
When is it dropping?
It's very
Friday.
This coming Friday.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna have that, and I'm definitely gonna have to like order a vinyl copy from Fat Beats or whatever. Not unless you want to send a free one. Autograph from Masta Ace and Marco Polo. That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? Or a little poster or something. That'd be good.
We can figure something out, definitely.
Yeah.
Fat Beats got the exclusive colored vinyls, and those are limited, so you might not want to drag your feet on that.
I think those are sold out.
They sold
the
out.
Fat Beats one is sold out.
Not just the special one. The regular you can stop, but they had a special type of colored vinyl, and that was gone really fast.
Wow, damn. Yeah, see them color vinyls be gone like really quick. You know what I'm saying?
They still got some on import. There's a German distributor that has their own different color vinyl. I think some of those are still available. HHV.
Oh, okay.
But you have to get it imported and pay a little extra for that.
And vinyl and the cost of vinyl nowadays is so stupid, man.
I know.
Already. You know what I'm saying? Even buying the domestic stuff, it's like $30 for like, you know what I'm saying, $30 for like an LP with it. I'm from the era where it was like 10, 15, maybe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Inflation.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely inflation. You said you got Elzai on there. Elzai's
Detroit stand up.
Personal friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? Personal friend of mine. Dude was in my wedding, and you know what I'm saying, close friend of mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, close.
That nigga's nice.
Man.
Hey, listen. That nigga.
One of my faves.
Hey, listen, man. I always say this. Lyrically, it's two niggas from Detroit that will wreck shit. Elzai
and Royce.
It's three. Elzai, Royce, and M.
M gets down too.
I'm talking about these niggas will murder you lyrically.
Yeah.
Hey.
It makes me wonder, like, what's in the water out there, because it's like, and it's not just MCs out of Detroit. Some of these producers out of Detroit. I'm like, yo, what's happening out there? Like, why is this? What's going
Motown,
on?
man, come on.
Hey, you damn straight.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's rooted out here.
And I'm gonna be honest. My personal favorite producer of all time is J Dilla. God rest his soul.
God rest the dead. Mine too.
I'm talking about, like, goddamn, like his sound to me, like, kind of like it was so
unmatched.
different, man. It's unmatched, like real shit. And I'm just happy to say he's from Detroit.
Yeah. Well, also, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't like somebody that I considered a friend. I knew him from like the scene out here in the 90s, because I was one of the hip hop DJs on the scene at that time, and I would always see Dilla, Batan, and another one, God rest the dead, Big Proof, God rest the dead. 3. L used to ride with me to DJ. I used to scoop L up. You know what I'm saying?
They had me in the club. I was 14 years old.
You were like,
carrying crates.
You was young as hell. I had no business in the club. You know what I'm saying? I actually, another story, I took Coach to get his first lap dance when he was 17.
All right, man. Okay.
Oh man.
You had no business in the strip club the day he graduated high school. But But yeah, we used to. Oh man, yeah, it's like you said, Detroit, man. We do have some dope producers. Black Milk, Apollo Brown.
Yes.
Tall black guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
it's a bunch of them.
Yeah. My man Nick Speed, my man Denon Porter, Mr. Porter, who was my teacher, who taught me how to make beats. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got some hitters. We got some
fire, man.
Yeah,
I
need to come out there and drink some of that water and see what happens.
My brother, come on, and I'll show you around. You know what I'm saying? I got you and Polo, y'all come on out, man, for real. But yeah, man. But I got another question. I mean, are we getting a little long? Okay. Yeah, I got another question though. What's up with the Story of Breukelen tour? Is it coming? Is it about to happen? Yeah, are we gonna get the Story of Breukelen tour? What's going on?
Yeah, we leaving. We leave at the very end of November, right after Thanksgiving. We go to Europe.
Oh. Wow.
What is it, about 20 shows, Marco? I didn't count. It's like 18 or 20 shows
around there. Yeah.
In Europe, and then we come home for Christmas and New Year's, and then at the top of the year, then we'll start attacking the States, Canada, Australia, Africa, Asia.
Oh wow!
All that's going down next year. South America. It's all on the calendar. It's all being put on the calendar right now.
Is Detroit on the calendar?
Please make your way to the D.
I would love to. It all depends on the promoter. See, the problem with the States is, in a lot of these cities, like the fans want it, but the people that want to put the shows together, they don't come correct. And when they don't come correct and they don't handle business the right way, we can't come. Like they gotta do what their job is, which is promote the show, handle the business. Don't put us up in no Motel 6s and none of that. Like it's a lot to it. And to find a good promoter in the States is a great find, because they're very rare and hard to come across. Keeping it real.
So find us somebody in Detroit that's dope, and we're there.
Yeah, straight like that.
Well, hey, and that's
gonna be my job. I'm gonna find somebody, nigga, because I gotta see it.
Yeah, I gotta see this. Man.
I never saw Ace in concert.
Hey, I never seen Ace in concert either. I would definitely go. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully, if people get to acting right, we can get Ace to come do a show in the D. I mean, we have all these legend tours. You know, like who was this here? Like I want to say Kane was just here last night. Big Daddy Kane, EPMD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a few other people, they was on this tour last night. You ever thought about maybe getting on one of those bills, or the money not right? That's
not really my circuit, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like I don't really. My fan base is weird. My fan base, though, the people that go to those shows are typically 35 and over.
Right. Which would include me, but go ahead.
And
right. No. But a lot of those people, those same 35 and over people, most of them think that I haven't made a record since Take a Look Around.
Right. If they even know about Take a Look Around.
Right. If they even know about that. So for that reason, I can't come out there doing songs for disposable arts after, EPMD and Kane and all these dudes with classic club bangers.
You can.
I mean, I can, but
you got that following for sure.
It's gonna be crickets, but I can do it.
Right. I mean, but there was a Juice Crew tour last year.
Oh, I was there.
You was there. Okay. And that's one of the ones that I missed.
God damn it.
Yeah, I missed.
What was that Shane Park?
That was at Shane Park. That was right after Run DMC though.
We was out of town.
Yeah, we was out of town that weekend.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't do a set though. I literally, I did my verse. I did my verses to Brooklyn, and then I came back at the end and I did my verse for Symphony. That's all I did.
Wow. Damn.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it.
That was Shane Park.
That was it. That was at Shane Park, champ. Because they were. I remember that last year. That was the week after, because Run DMC and EPMD and Rakim was here like the week before that. You see what I'm saying? Was like a week before the Coachella concert. But
before we got it here, man, I want to ask this last question for me. Like, MC Shan, like, you are you in touch with him? or any of those cats from the Juice Crew? And if you are, you know what I'm saying, I saw Shan on the interview, man. He really didn't look too good. I'm kind of worried about him.
Yeah, well, he smoked a lot of cigarettes, so you know that could be playing a part. But the people I'm in touch with consistently, regularly are Kane, Craig, and Shantae. Those are people who don't change their number every 5 days, and that you can reach. Like a lot of the other guys change numbers a lot, and you got to reach them through other people. It just makes it really, really complicated. So, but I'm in touch with Kane. I'm in touch with Craig and Shantae. I was just with Shantae literally, last weekend we were together. She actually shot a episode of A Breukelen Story because we're doing this series of videos called A Breukelen Story. Sadat was the first one. We're dropping those like every couple of weeks with different artists telling a Breukelen story of their own from an experience that they had. And so Shantae is the next one coming up, so look out for that.
That's dope.
Right, and she should be the next one on the For the Record podcast too. And then Kane, and then Craig, and then maybe I could die tomorrow after that and be good with my life. But
it won't be that difficult.
Okay, brother, if you can plug us and make it happen, I would appreciate it.
Man, that'd be dope. Where can we find the Breukelen Story joints? How can we find that?
They're on YouTube, but Marco and I both post on our social media. I'm on Instagram is at Masta Ace Pics, PICS, and my Twitter is just at Masta Ace, and my Facebook is Masta Ace Official. So you can find it posted on all of those, and a link to the YouTube. You find it there.
Okay. Hey, what's your relationship with Marley these days?
Me and Marley cool, man. I actually called him a couple weeks ago when I first saw the Fly Tie interview, just to see if he knew about it and whatever. We talked about it for about 45 minutes, an hour, and he brushed it off like, yeah, man, he broke, he's struggling, whatever, nobody cares. He just kind of, So me and Marley, we talked about it, we got past it. It's cool.
Okay. Well, Ace and Polo,
man,
this was great.
It's breaking news for the record, man. We got legends.
Finally.
Appreciate you, man, for real. Both of y'all, man.
Right, being patient, making it happen, or allowing us to have you guys on. Both of you, man, you got some classic projects. Hopefully, we'll get more after A Breukelen Story. We can get more Marco Polo and more Masta Ace projects, and then more Marco Polo and more Masta Ace interviews.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get a Marco Polo and Masta Ace concert or a show here in the D.
Would love to. Love to.
Yeah, man. And I got you on Twitter, Ace. Not to sound like I'm begging, you know what I'm saying? But if you could just like retweet us, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. As soon as you put it up, let me know when it's up. Tag me.
Yeah, I got you. And you and Polo. Polo, thanks for being on.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all for real, man. For real, man.
Thanks,
Seriously.
Hey, this was great.
November 9th. November 9th for Breukelen Story. Get
right.
that.
Hey, let them know where to reach y'all.
I gave mine out, Marco.
My Instagram, Marco Polo Beats. My Twitter, Marco Polo Beats. Facebook, Marco Polo Beats PA.
Okay. And I started up a Twitter page for the Record Podcast. Check out me and Coach on there. And also we got our Facebook, you know what I'm saying, For the Record on Facebook. For you, if anybody got questions, check us out. Once again, my brothers, I hope we didn't take up too much of your Sunday. And once again, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, man. Appreciate y'all. Brothers, I'm looking forward to the album.
Keep making dope music, y'all.
Just keep
hip-hop needed, my
hip-hop needs y'all. And just keep making dope music. Ace, man, thanks a lot. Polo, man, thanks a lot. We're going to let y'all go.
We out of here.
We out of here. For the Record Podcast. We appreciate y'all, brothers. Peace.